Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on maybe the single most important invention of our time. It's this tiny unsung hero that's hiding inside pretty much everything you own. So let's dive right in. I mean, seriously, just stop and think about that for a second. How on earth does your smartphone fit a literal supercomputer in your pocket? The phone you might be holding right now, it's got way more power than the massive machines that sent astronauts to the moon. It sounds impossible, right? Well, the answer lies in one absolutely revolutionary piece of tech.
Okay, so to really get how incredible this is, we've got to jump into time machine. We need to go back to a time before all our sleek, shiny gadgets. Because trust me, the world of electronics, it was a very different place. And I mean much, much bigger.
All right, so let's set the stage. We're going to start with the huge problem this invention was created to solve. You could almost call it the Age of Giants.
So back in the day, if you wanted to build an electronic circuit, you had to take every single tiny component, every little transistor, every resistor, and literally wire them all together by hand. I mean, can you imagine? This meant that even simple systems were just enormous. The wiring was a complete bird's nest, a total chaotic mess. And they guzzled power like you wouldn't believe. It was slow, it was crazy expensive, and honestly, not very reliable.
But then, a truly brilliant idea came along that just changed everything. The real solution wasn't about making a better component. Nope. It was a completely new way of thinking about the problem. The key word? Integration.
And that brings us to this, the integrated circuit, or IC for short. The genius of it is hiding right there in the name. Instead of painstakingly connecting all these separate parts one by one, the big question was, what if you could build or integrate the entire circuit onto one single tiny piece of material? That was the light bulb moment. Everything built together all at once on one little chip.
Look, if you forget everything else from this, just remember this one simple phrase. It's the perfect way to lock this in your brain. The whole idea is an entire electronic circuit inside one tiny chip. That's it. It's that simple, and it's just that powerful.
And just like that, poof, all those old problems we talked about, gone. Size? Suddenly, electronics became tiny, which meant we could have compact devices. Speed? Well, when signals only have to travel microscopic distances, things get incredibly fast. Power? Super efficient. Reliability? No more loose wires breaking all the time. And maybe the biggest deal of all, the cost. Because you could mass produce them, technology suddenly became affordable for everyone.
Okay, so what is actually going on inside one of these little chips? To wrap your head around it, it really helps to stop thinking of it as a circuit and start thinking of it as a microscopic, bustling city.
And the population of this tiny city, it's just staggering. We are talking billions.
That's right, billions of transistors all working together in perfect harmony on a chip that's smaller than your fingernail. Think about that. Each one of those transistors is like a tiny, unbelievably fast on-off switch. And having billions of them is what gives a modern processor all its incredible power. This is the magic of what the engineers call very large-scale integration, or VLSI. It's all about cramming an unbelievable amount of complexity into an impossibly small space.
So what are these little microscopic cities actually built from? Well, the main ingredient is silicon. And you might be asking, why silicon? It's because it's a semiconductor, which gives it just the right electrical properties. Plus, it's one of the most common elements on Earth, it's super stable, and over the years, we've gotten really good at working with it.
Now here's something interesting. Not all of these chips think in the same way. You can kind of think of them as having two different personalities. There are two main types of integrated circuits we should know about: digital and analog.
So on one hand, you've got analog ICs. These guys deal with real-world, continuous signals. A great example is the smooth sound wave of your voice being picked up by a microphone. But then, on the other hand, you've got digital ICs, and these are the brains of our computers. They don't see smooth waves. They see a very simple language with just two options, on or off, 1 or 0. It's like a whole universe made of tiny light switches, and it's this simple binary language that lets our computers do all their complex calculations and logic.
So we've covered what they are and a little bit about how they work. But the real story, the thing that's truly mind-blowing, is where you find them. And the answer is, well, pretty much everywhere. They're like the invisible engine running our entire modern world.
Just look around you. Your phone, your computer, your TV, your car, even that smartwatch on your wrist. Every single one of them is packed with dozens, maybe even hundreds of these integrated circuits. Remember that supercomputer in your pocket we mentioned at the start? It's not just one chip doing all the work. It's a whole ecosystem of them, all with their own specific jobs to do.
And inside those devices, you've got the real power players. You've got the CPU, the central processing unit. That's the main brain of the operation. You've got RAM, which is its lightning-fast temporary memory. And then you have the GPU, a total specialist that handles all the complicated graphics that make your screen light up. Each one of these is a unique, incredibly powerful type of integrated circuit.
Okay, so after going through all of that, let's circle all the way back to the big idea. If you had to pick just one invention, the single most crucial piece of technology that makes our entire digital world possible, everything from the internet to artificial intelligence, what would you say it is?
It's the integrated circuit. That tiny little chip of silicon is, without a doubt, the one invention that truly built the world we live in today.